Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really digging into the best Barns Richmond Shed kit, the 16-foot wide one.
Right, the one that comes in different lengths, 20 feet up to 32 feet long.
Exactly. We've looked at, the product info, the specs, even what people are asking about it.
Mm-hmm. Trying to pull out what really matters.
Yeah, our mission here is basically to give you the key stuff fast so you can figure out if this thing, storage, workshop, maybe even a little backyard retreat is right for you without getting totally bogged down.
Yeah, without wading through every single detail. We want to get to the heart of what this kit offers.
Okay, so let's unpack it. What is this Richmond kit fundamentally?
Well, at its core, it's a kit, a DIY kit for a two-story woodshed.
Okay, 2 stories.
Mhm.
And important point, it's not a pole building, right?
No, definitely not. It uses standard 2x4 construction, studs 16 inches apart.
Okay, typical house framing kind of thing.
Pretty much. And the roof uses 2x6 trusses, spaced 24 inches apart.
Gotcha. And the big thing, right out of the box, it doesn't come with everything.
Right. No doors, no windows, no stairs included in the basic kit.
So it's really like a shell you start with.
Exactly. Which honestly gives you a ton of flexibility right from the get-go.
That makes sense. You get to pick what you actually want.
Precisely. That's kind of the point, letting you customize it to what you need, how you want it to look.
Okay, so inside, what's the space like? Let's talk headroom.
Downstairs, first floor, you're looking at about 7 feet 5 inches. That's measured to the bottom of the floor joists upstairs.
Okay, decent height. And the loft, the second floor.
Up there, it's about 7 foot 1 inch, right at the peak, the center.
And it's open space, no columns or anything in the way.
Totally clear span on both floors, which is great. No obstructions.
Nice. And you mentioned floor joists. What's the structure like?
Yeah, they use 2x10s for the second floor joists, I believe 16 inches on center. And the decking is 34-inch structure wood. Pretty solid stuff.
So that second floor is pretty robust then. It really does double the usable space.
Oh, absolutely. Having that full second loft is a huge plus. And you can even frame in interior walls later if you want to divide the space.
Right, you can build those in as you go or maybe add them later.
Yeah, during the initial construction is probably easiest.
Okay, materials. What's the outside made of?
It uses this pre-primed LP Smart Side paneling. It's 38-inch thick.
Smart side. I've heard of that. It's engineered wood, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's got a cedar texture look, but it's, engineered to be consistent. No knots or patches. Comes primed, ready for paint.
And durability. Any warranty on that?
Actually, yeah, a pretty big one.
Yeah.
50-year limited warranty on the siding.
50 years. Wow. Okay, that's significant. Suggests it should hold up well.
It does, and it's also treated with something called composite-bore.
What's that for?
It helps prevent fungal decay and damage from insects, termites, that sort of thing. Adds to the longevity.
Good to know. And the overall structure. They mentioned trusses.
Right, they call it their sturdy built truss system. Holds the roof up.
Okay. Now, what about things like wind and snow? How tough is it?
This is interesting. The main description says it's rated for 30 pounds per square foot snow load and 115 miles per hour winds.
Okay, 115 miles per hour. That sounds pretty standard.
But if you dig into the features section and also in the Q&A section,
Yeah.
it actually says 130 miles per hour wind load.
Oh, so a bit stronger than initially stated.
Seems like it. Maybe an update or just an inconsistency in the listing. But the more detailed spots say 130. It shows you got to read everything.
Good catch. That's a noticeable difference, 115 versus 130.
Definitely. Worth confirming, but the 130 figure appears more consistently in the details.
All right, so it's a solid shell. How do you actually personalize it, since it doesn't come with doors or windows?
Well, they do offer some optional upgrades you can buy with the kit.
Like what?
You can add a corner staircase, comes with headers and everything needed. That's an extra cost, of course.
Okay, staircase option. What else?
Windows. They offer 18 by 36-inch windows, and they come with shutters. You can get like single, double, or triple window packages.
Ah, so you can add windows directly through them. And anything else?
Yeah, a cupola. You know that little decorative structure for the roof peak? You can add one of those too.
Right, for that classic barn look.
Exactly. But the main thing is you, the homeowner, choose and buy your main doors and any other windows separately.
So those options are just options. You can still source your own stuff entirely.
Totally. They do mention some types of doors you could get, like pre-hung ones.
What kind?
Things like 15-leat French doors for a wider opening, a 9-leat walk-in door, even a solid 6-panel steel door or a patio door, all pre-hung with frame threshold lock set.
Okay, so they give you ideas of what fits and might be available.
Yeah, and same for windows. They mention optional single-hung aluminum ones, 18 by 27 inches, with locks, screens, and paintable shutters.
Gotcha. And the stairs, you said corner stairs. Can they go anywhere?
They specifically say the optional stairs are designed for one of the 4 corners.
Ah, okay. So placement is a bit restricted if you buy their stair kit.
Seems that way, but it keeps the main floor area clear.
Makes sense. Okay, foundation. Crucial part. What's the deal there?
That's entirely on you, the homeowner. The kit doesn't include any floor system or foundation materials.
Right, so you need to prep the site completely beforehand.
Absolutely. They say it's suitable for either a wood foundation, like sitting on skids or beams, or a concrete slab.
But you need to check local rules, right?
Oh, definitely. Local building codes are key. They might dictate exactly what kind of foundation you need, depending on your area and maybe even the shed's intended use. Can't skip that step.
For sure. A structure this size, you need a proper base.
No question. Stability and safety depend on it.
What about actually, putting it together? Assembly.
They pitch it as being designed for easy assembly, hardware included.
Do they say you need to be like a pro builder?
They claim no special tools or skills required, which, for a 2-story building, might be a slight simplification.
Yeah, maybe a little optimistic for a total beginner. Still, it's a kit.
Right. It's designed for DIY, but it's a big project. One thing you definitely need to buy yourself is the roof finishing.
The meaning.
The roof edge, like drip edge, and the shingles or whatever roofing you choose.
Ah, okay, so that's another separate purchase.
Yeah, but it lets you match your house roofing, which is a plus for aesthetics.
Good point. Okay, logistics. Getting this thing delivered.
They offer free shipping, which is nice, but only to the lower 48 states.
Okay, and how does it arrive? On a regular truck?
No, it's LTL freight, less than truckload. Means it's likely coming on a big rig.
And they just drop it off.
It's curbside delivery, so end of your driveway, basically. You have to be there to sign for it.
And then it's your job to move all those pieces.
Exactly.
Right.
The freight company will call you first, though, to schedule the delivery appointment.
That's helpful. Need to plan for that. How fast does it ship out?
Usually within 3 to 5 business days from their warehouse, they say. Could be longer in busy seasons.
And returns. If something's wrong, or you change your mind.
30-day return policy. But there's a catch. A 20% restocking fee.
Ouch. Unless...
Unless it arrives damaged or defective, then the fee shouldn't apply.
Okay, so you really want to be sure before ordering.
Mm.
And you mentioned checking local codes for foundation. Same for just having the shed, right?
Absolutely critical. Before you even think about buying, check your local city, county, and especially any HOA rules about sheds, accessory buildings, size limits, placement, all that.
Yeah, HOAs can be tricky. Don't want to build it and then have to take it down.
Exactly. Do the homework first. It saves major headaches.
Okay, let's lead into some of the stuff from customer questions. That's often where the real interesting bits come out.
For sure. Like, people have asked if it can be used for, living space.
Yeah,
Well, interestingly, some customers have apparently used it that way, and the manufacturer confirmed that the structure itself, the trusses, and the second floor load limits actually meet IBC 2021 standards.
IBC.
International Building Code. Yeah, which suggests it's built stronger than just a basic shed.
Wow, okay. But that doesn't mean it's automatically a house, right?
No, not at all. The manufacturer is clear. Converting it to living quarters needs proper permits, a licensed contractor for plumbing, electric, insulation, everything to meet local residential codes. The structure might be strong enough, but making it legally habitable is a whole other process.
Right. Big difference. Good clarification. What else came up?
Delivery to remote places? If you're off-grid, those big delivery trucks probably won't come down your dirt road.
Ah, so you might need to meet them somewhere or arrange your own final transport.
Pretty much. Also, size clarification. The 16 by 20 model gives you about 320 square feet per floor.
So 640 square feet total. That helps visualize it.
Yep. And people asked about painting. Yes, the siding comes primed, ready for paint, any color you want.
Can you put doors anywhere?
Seems like it, yeah. Door placement is flexible. But remember those optional stairs.
Right, they have to go in a corner.
Correct. Also, bad news for Alaska and Hawaii listeners, shipping usually isn't an option there.
Ah, okay. Assembly, mostly DIY, but can you hire help?
Sure. You can always hire local builders if you don't want to tackle it yourself.
What about the total weight? If you need to know for foundation planning.
The Q&A suggests contacting the manufacturer directly for the specific weight of the kit size you're interested in.
Okay. And modifying the design, like maybe only building half a loft.
They strongly advise against modifying the core structure like that without talking to them first. Safety and structural integrity reasons.
Makes sense. Don't want to mess with the engineering.
Exactly. And finally, on a positive note, quite a few reviews mention it being a great base for a tiny home.
Really? So people are successfully using it for that.
Seems so. And generally, folks seem pretty satisfied with it, especially considering its versatility.
Okay, cool. So let's wrap this up, summing up the Richmond Shed kit.
It's a big 2-story DIY kit. Very customizable because the basics, doors, windows, roofing, foundation aren't included.
Right. Gives you a strong shell, meets some decent structural standards, potentially usable for more than just storage, like a workshop or, yeah, maybe even that tiny home base.
But you gotta be prepared for these extra work and cost. Foundation, local permits, finishing materials, and the actual assembly itself.
The real aha moment for me is just how much of a blank canvas it is. The flexibility is huge.
Definitely. It's not just buying a shed, it's starting a project. You get to really tailor it, but that means you have to do the tailoring.
Yeah, the planning and execution fall on you. Which leads to our final thought.
What could you do with it?
Exactly. Thinking about all that customization potential, if you got one of these Richmond kits, what unique thing would you use it for? And what's the very first custom touch you'd add to make it yours?
Yeah, something to chew on. A lot of possibilities there.
Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.